Hello, it's me again, David, and it's day 2199 of taking Tolvaptan. Here's my Tolvaptan. We are now getting a generic one in the UK, or I am anyway, and I'm on 90, 30, so 90 in the morning, 30 in the evening, and that's what it looks like in the packet. Look, it's got nice days on the back for you, and day, morning and evening. Isn't that fun? Although actually I don't take this in the evening, I take this at about 3 or 4 o'clock, so 8 hours after I take the first one. Yeah, sorry it's been so long. Here I am still surviving on Tolvaptan, day 2199. Pretty good, eh? My latest GFR, well, I showed you post-its before with numbers on, so here we go. These are some of my recent eGFR measures from blood tests. How about that? So all within the last year, and not necessarily in that order. In fact, the last one was this one. There we go. So got down to 32, but then back up to 35 thanks to drinking a whole load of water at the right moment. In other words, in the morning before the blood test. How's it going? Let me show you a graph of my eGFR over the last several years. Now, eGFR stands for estimated glomerular filtration rate. It is your kidney function. It's not a percentage because it goes higher than the 100. But here it is. So this is my eGFR from 2013 up to now. So 10 years worth of eGFR. I went on Tolvaptan, Jinarc, in October 2017. So I've been on it for 6 years. Wow. As you can see from the graph, my eGFR, my kidney function, is slowly going down. So one of my pet gripes about people talking about kidney function, Tolvaptan and polycystic kidney disease is they say, oh, my kidney function has stayed the same. And the nature of PKD is we are going to have our kidney function deteriorate. It is going to go down, and sometimes it goes down more than others. When you have lots of blood tests, as you do when you're on Tolvaptan, when you have lots of blood tests, it will go up and down. But if you draw a kind of average line through your kidney function, it's going to be going down. The idea with Tolvaptan is it goes down less quickly when you're on Tolvaptan. Like having a parachute. You've got a better parachute when you're on Tolvaptan than if you didn't. So you hit the ground later. 2 people jump out of an aeroplane with parachutes. One has a better parachute than the other. The better parachute floats better. That's what Tolvaptan does for you. It makes you float better before you hit the ground. But looks at my graph. Let's see. When might I hit the ground? Well, I mean, you could say you were around about 60 in 2013 and you're about 30 now. So you've done 10 years to lose 30, and it's going slower than it was before. I'm lucky, aren't I? It looks like it could be ages before I hit the ground, but who knows? Anyway, so what's it like to be on Tolvaptan? You might not have started yet. You might be thinking of going on it. You might be on it and be thinking, is this it? Is this what it's like forever? I'll tell you how I'm getting on. It might be very different from what you'll experience. I think I'm quite fortunate. I think I tolerate it pretty well. So I've never had any problem with my liver figures on my blood tests. I do get thirsty and drink a lot. Where's my water bottle? There it is. If you've watched this before, you'll see that I've always used these ones. These are Contigo, I can't remember what it's called now. Anyway, it's a Contigo bottle and it has a little pop-up spout, so I'm like a baby. Hey. Why do I like these? Don't know. Just do. This one's purple, isn't that cool? It was blue before. £10 in Tesco. Not bad, eh? I drink, I don't know, I've given up measuring how much I drink. I probably drink a little bit less than I used to, so maybe 6 litres, maybe still 7 litres. I guess it's about that. I drink a lot. And, you know, if I go out somewhere, like up into London, I live in South London. If I go up into London for something, I need to make sure I've got this plus I reckon I would get through a 750 ml bottle of water in 2 hours. So that's how many I take. And you know, in London you can, in some places you can fill up a bottle, other places you can buy water. It tends to be a bit expensive, but it's available. And also in London there are lots of loos around, whether that's in a cafe or a public loo somewhere, so getting to the loo isn't a problem. Again, I'm probably going to the loo every 2 hours or so, 1.5 to 2 hours. If I'm driving, then I reckon on 1.5 to 2 hours needing the motorway service station, or any old service station really. Things like McDonald's are pretty good in the UK for letting you in to use the loo. I also drink tea. I drink decaffeinated and caffeinated tea. I drink beer and wine in moderation, which is allowed on Tolvaptan. What about sleep? Well, I will go to bed around about 11 o'clock, wake up or get up around about 7 o'clock in the morning, and in the middle of that, on average, I'm waking up twice, about 2 o'clock and maybe about 5 o'clock. And I'll go to the loo and I'll have a drink on both those wake-ups. And that does make me a little bit more tired than I would be otherwise. I think that's how it goes though. What about pain? I get very little kidney pain. I'm very fortunate. Sometimes I'll get something for an hour or two and then it goes, so praise the Lord for that. Infections, I've never had an infection to my knowledge. What about kidney size? Well, a bit of increase maybe, but I'm still relatively small on my kidneys, with my GFR being around about 35. Again, I think I'm fairly fortunate with that. If I eat a big curry or something like that, go out to a restaurant, have a large meal, then I will feel a bit uncomfortable. You know, there's not so much space as there used to be inside me for food, so that's worth avoiding. A large pizza, that'll make me full. So once in a while I might do that, but just need to be careful. You can stop taking Tolvaptan for brief periods, they've advised me, and so an example of that would be when travelling on holiday. And I've found that if I'm going on an aeroplane, if I'm flying, then I like to be off it because it's a bit of a pain having to get up to the loo all the time. So I find I have to go off it a day before, so not just not take it on the day of the flight, but not take it the day before as well, because I find that if I don't take it in the morning, I'm still feeling the effects of Tolvaptan until about 2 or 3 o'clock that day, even without taking anything. So I will stop it the day before I fly, so I'll have 2 days off, and that's allowed if you don't do it too often. Does it work? Well, you know, I've not taken it for the last 6 years, so I don't know what my kidney function would be without it. But all the promises that it makes are there. So the lower kidney size, less pain, definitely that's the case. But well, I don't know if it's the case because there's not a me that's not taking Tolvaptan. Can I cope with the side effects? For me, it's all about the amount you drink, the amount I go to the wee, and sleeping at night, and I seem to be coping quite well with those at the moment. I think if you've seen my other videos, you see right back at the start, in the first 6 months, I did find the sleeping quite tricky. My job is based at home, so going to the loo has never been an issue. I go out and do home visits to other people occasionally, but I can always make sure that I go to the loo before I go, and I don't stay that long. So yeah, going to the loo isn't an issue with my work. What about other polycystic kidney disease things? I've had a bit of cramp in my calves at night, and that seems to be down to exercise and not replacing electrolytes lost through sweat during exercise. So Tolvaptan doesn't lose electrolytes. You don't lose electrolytes through all the weeing because of the way the kidneys work. But I think with me, I was losing electrolytes through sweating when I was running, and on a low salt diet, just not stocking up enough. And my nephrologist recommended just having one sports electrolyte drink to help with that, and that seemed to do the job. along with good stretching before I go to bed and after running. And at the moment, I'm not able to run for another reason, and I'm not getting cramps, so that kind of confirms that hypothesis. With my treatment, I have, because of the family history, I have a 5-yearly MRI of my brain to make sure there's no aneurysms about to happen. That's a possible complication with PKD, and because of my family history, they do that check for me, and I've been fine with that. So I had an MRI sometime earlier this year for that. What about blood pressure? I'm taking 3 drugs for blood pressure. 2 are straight things for blood pressure. That's losartan and lodipine. And then I had a heart issue last year, which they treated with bisoprolol, which is a beta blocker, and that really hammered the blood pressure on the head. So any issues I was having in getting my blood pressure down to 125/75, which is my target, all solved with bisoprolol. I also had an MRI scan for that heart issue I had, and when they saw that, they were gobsmacked with the amount of cysts on my kidneys and liver. But they didn't show me. That would have been fun to see. Other things, I've got a damaged knee at the moment, and that stopped me running, which is a shame because running has been helping with the blood pressure. Hopefully that knee will get sorted out soon. And being in the UK, I get all this stuff for free on the NHS, so I'm very grateful to that. Apparently it costs around about £1,000 a month, so thank you NHS. There you go, update on day 2199. I hope it's helpful for you to hear about what's happening with me on Tolvaptan. You can always message me if you want to know more in the comments, and maybe on day 4398 I'll give you another update. Okay, hope so. See ya.